with my sidekick, Dabby, and once again, I've been kind of awful at making videos this summer, but that's because I've been kind of awful at reading this summer. But anyway, I'm here, and yesterday I finished Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo. Now, I need to give a shout out to my friend Flo because I did not get a chance to get this at BookCon like I had hoped, but she sent it to me because she is absolutely wonderful and she somehow ended up with 2 copies of it. So I got my hands on an ARC. This book officially comes out tomorrow. Today is Monday, August 28th when I'm recording this. It comes out tomorrow. I'm hoping to get this video out on its release day. We'll see if that actually happens. This is the first of 4 books about DC superheroes that is coming out in the next year. This one was written by Leigh Bardugo. Each one is being written by a different amazing YA author. The others are Marie Lu is writing Batman, Sarah J. Maas is writing Catwoman, and Matt Della Penna is writing Superman. And they are all about these superheroes when they were YA age, so teenagers. In case you don't know, this one is about Wonder Woman before she was Wonder Woman. Her name is Diana, and she is an Amazon living on an island. But she's a little bit different than from the other Amazons because unlike the others who died and were reborn on their magical island, she was born there of the earth. She doesn't fully feel like she belongs because people are saying she doesn't deserve to be there because she didn't prove herself like everybody else did. But her mom is the queen, so nobody really messes with her, but she's always kind of trying to prove herself and struggling with that. One day, she hears a scream from out in the water, and even though it is against the law for humans to see Amazons, and definitely for humans to take a step on their island, she goes and rescues this girl whose boat exploded. And it turns out that girl is a Warbringer who is destined to bring war and arguments and hatred to pretty much anybody she encounters. She kind of gets sucked into Alia's world, who's the Warbringer, as they attempt to stop World War III from breaking out and stop the Warbringers from being a thing. It was really good. I gave it 4.5 stars, but I did round up. It lost half a star because it took me like 3 weeks to read the first 100 pages, but that was partly my reading slump, and it was partly all of the news going on that had me distracted. Once I really got into it, once they got off the island really, I finished the rest in 2 days when like I had a lot of other stuff to do. So it was really good. Now I need to get into some spoilers because there was a lot to talk about. So if you have not read the book, definitely go check it out. I really loved it. Again, the start was a little bit slow, but once it gets going, it really gets going. Definitely read it. I'm not a superhero person. I'm not, but it's Leigh Bardugo. It's her writing, it's her characterization, it's her interactions. It's wonderful. Read it. If you haven't read it, go away, and I will talk to the non-spoilery people now. Bye! If you are still here, hopefully that means that you have read Wonder Woman Warbringer and are ready to talk about it. There's something I obviously need to talk about. Alright, so they get there, and from the moment we met Jason, I'm like, ooh, there is a little something there between Diana and Jason, and I am loving it. I was loving every second of their interaction, from when they start fighting at the beginning and she's making fun of him for being weak, to when she's like taking her top off and he is immediately like, whoa, okay, to when he sees her in her dress and he just stops and is staring. Oh, I love them. I love them so much. And then Jason had to go and ruin everything, and I mean everything. There were a couple times when I was like, Jason's being kind of weird. Maybe, no, that would be ridiculous. He couldn't possibly be evil. Jason. I was so mad at Jason. I was living for the interactions between him and Diana. I was living for that part of the story. And what the heck? He didn't care about anybody. He didn't care about his best friend. He didn't really care about his sister. He didn't care about his sister's best friend. He didn't care about anybody. I don't understand. And I don't even understand what he wanted, to be honest. Because I get he wanted to live on, and somehow he thought that creating these super soldiers that destroy everyone is his way to live on. Is that really how he wants to live on? I just didn't get it. I don't know. He seemed really smart, and for most of it he seemed like a logical person, and you'd think he would want to live on for doing something good, I don't know, stopping World War III. That seems like a good way to live on in people's memories. But no, he would rather start World War III and destroy the entire world. What? And the fact that, his best friend, just kill him, whatever. Anyway, moving on from that, I really liked the way when Diana was reborn and she was choosing to be there with Theo and Nim, who don't seem like the ideal people. They were able to show that they really had characteristics that were extremely helpful. And they weren't surprises. These were things that had been discussed in the book previously. You just never thought how it would come in handy or that they would need it to save the world, because they were just kind of on this adventure with them. They weren't there to do anything helpful. Although they did do little things, like Theo was able to hotwire the car with his phone and Nim was able to drive, which was great, but then their expertise really came in handy at the end, and I really love that. I will say I was not feeling Theo and Alia as much as Jason and Diana, which, just goes to show, but I did really like it. I loved the build-up there, the way at first it's almost Ginny-like in her, hee hee hee, I'm in love with my older brother's best friend, hee 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 hee. But then Diana noticed at the dance that he did notice her. It wasn't completely random later. I wish we had seen a little bit more of that before the ending. We did get to see a flash of them together, but I would have liked to see how that actually happens. You could tell it was going to when she did her confession and he made the comments that he made in reaction and was like, that's the nicest thing anybody has ever said to me. And he confessed that the reason he didn't say anything to her at the dance was because he was stunned by her basically and couldn't figure it out. And she at first was like, ha ha ha, you're joking. But then he was like, you look like buried treasure. It was so cute. There was clearly something there, and I was glad that they got their happy ending. I will say, typically, I'm really mad in books when there's a war and people don't die. But in this case, I think it made more sense that they came back than in other books where I've seen similar things happen. Because, this whole book is about a land where people die and then are reborn in a new form. So it would make sense that that would definitely happen to Diana, and that with everything happening, she would want the others to come back and have another chance too. And I really like that. I'm not sure how I feel about the fact that she did go back to the island and we don't really know what's there. I assume, the Oracle said that she was going to go and fight for everybody again. And we know that she becomes Wonder Woman, so we're gonna see that. I would have liked to see a little bit more though, to know how, what happens on the island. How does she prove to everybody else that it's worthy? Or does she? Maybe she leaves because she knows the truth of how amazing she is now, but nobody there sees it. So she's like, you know what? I'm not happy here. I'm not living up to my full potential here. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna save the world over and over again. which would be kind of cool. I'm wondering if at the end of this they're going to do kind of like a follow-up or like a bridge between the stories and the people they become. I'm guessing no, but I would like to see that. I think that's all I had to talk about. This is a pretty short video, but it's the first one I've done in a while, so I guess I'm out of practice. Anyway, that's it. I hope you like this. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking up here, and I will talk to you next time. Goodbye! Hey, Ellie and Dobby here. Like the video? Come subscribe. Do it right now. Click it.